It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop J.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop J. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D, 2E Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. And make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so, and we will throw it up on the screen, and you know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from up north, Joey James, a.k.a. I can never find your intro again. My gosh, we got all these doggone videos. Joey James, a.k.a. Double J, tell the people what you don't say.
The end of the season has come, and with every end, there's a new beginning. Also, the Cash App founder was passed away under mysterious circumstances, and I say this: there's always a coin in every coincidence.
Ah, interesting.
That's for me here. So if that ends up getting picked up globally here, I want my name under it. That one.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just had to ruin it. In other words. Oh my gosh. And on the other side of the table, or should I say pool table, or the other side of the ledger, I don't know, take your pick, is my man from the CO Lumbus, D Gully. Glad you could join us. What it do? We're gonna give you a little intro right there. Yeah, the IT guy. Shout out to the IT guy. Oh my goodness. Yes, D Gully, what it do?
Hey man, I hope you guys can hear me well, navigating the rainstorm. These April showers gonna bring May flowers, but I don't know, man. It's strange times ahead of us. Hopefully, we provide some levity today, boy, because it's as uncertain as I've ever seen, if you know what I mean.
Oh wow, really? Oh boy. So in other words, saying same thing, huh?
But Gully,
okay.
Couldn't you say due to the uncertainty, it leads to certain certainty in a we'll say from a written vantage point, historical, philosophical vantage point?
All I'm saying is, preparation is definitely apropos in these circumstances. And if you're unprepared, you should be scared. Oh, I'm on fire, bro. I got 2 for 2. I'm 2 for 2.
Okay, no, slow down. Slow on down. Slow on down. I mean, after all of the eloquent Stephen A. like soliloquies from you both, you know, my esteemed co-host, you know, I can say this: the only consistency is the inconsistencies. Oh, please, can we start the show? All righty then. Before we get to our first item on the docket or menu, I'd like to give a shout out to someone I met a couple of days ago. Unbeknownst to you, Brother Rich, and a few of our other co-hosts, Gully, Double J, Doc, TJ, who might obviously, hopefully be joining us from the locker room, TJ. He been on hiatus. He's a safety captain at the 9 to 5, and they got him doing, you know, anywho. I had to go get blood work done. All right. I had to go see my primary care physician about a week or two ago, and they ordered some tests or whatever it is, because your boy BSJ, you know, got a couple possible potential situations that might be going on. I'm not going to, you know, go into the details of it. Y'all don't want anybody to worry, you know what I mean, that type of deal. But anyway, I had to go get some blood work done. So that's
why I saw Professor X leaving in the Blackbird From Garfield. Okay, got it. That's all. That's all we need to be said. All right, cool. I got it.
Oh, hell no.
Anywho, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, something in the rainstorm out there in Columbus. I can tell you that right now. Yeah. So I meet this young lady, right? The young lady that's going to what is that? What do they call that? Phlebotomy? Phlebotomy? Am I saying that right? No. Anyway, whatever it is, she's the person that takes my blood. Okay.
Yeah, you saying it right. You saying it right. Good
Okay.
job.
Yeah. Okay. Anywho, and so I'm really saying
I
this,
just
huh?
wanted to make sure it wasn't.
That's really what I'm saying.
He wasn't
But
trying to
anywho,
say something else there.
Yeah. Yeah. Gather yourself there, young Kimosabi. Gather yourself. So I'm talking to the young lady and I noticed her shoes, right? So I'm like, where'd you get your shoes at? And she goes, tells me where she got the shoes at, whatever it is. And I said, yeah. And we go into this conversation about, standing on our feet. Because what I do at my 9 to 5, I stand on my feet. I'm on my feet for most of the time. And my feet and ankles and stuff. Especially when you've had surgeries, major surgeries, and you standing for the most part, trust and believe, man. The first hour if you're standing for 6 or 7 hours at a time on a daily basis, the first hour feels like 100 hours. It can be brutal. And we get to the end of the day, you don't want to do nothing type of deal. So she tells me where she got her shoes at. I said, yeah, I said, because I wear Nikes. And she's like, oh, absolutely not. Don't ever wear them. And then we go into this thing about she plays softball. She has a torn rotator. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. This young lady is a warrior on the field and on the diamond and on the court, okay? Her name is Aaliyah, by the way. Shout out to Aaliyah that works over at University Hospital. I'm going to try to get her to come on the podcast. She was so compelling. And I mean, she's like one of us. When we talk about sports here, she got to go on, and I was captivated. I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, you get down on the field. She's like, yeah, go hard or go home. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby, yeah. So anyway, I got I gathered a nice piece of information, good piece of information from her in regards to what shoes I'll be buying in the future, but as well as I got her email address, and I told her I would send her an invite to be on the show one of these days. And she was like, I don't know. I said, check us out, see what we do. And then, we'll go from there. But anywho, I wanted to give Aaliyah a shout out because she is an athlete. She tore her Achilles. She dislocated her kneecap like 3 times, I believe. And even though she was at work that day, drawing my blood, obviously, she was there, but she had torn some kind of muscle or some type of tendon in her shoulder. All right. But she was a trooper. She didn't have it wrapped up or nothing. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Wasn't no low managed for this young lady is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah. The NBA could use the WNBA, the NBA, something. Yeah. They could all use the athlete like this young lady right here. So again, I'm just shouting out my man. excuse me. Ooh. My young friend, new acquaintance. Hopefully we get her on the show here. Aaliyah from University Hospitals. Just wanted to give her a shout out. Told her I would. And then what are you doing there, Double J? I mean, what are you doing? What do you do?
Got a few.
I got it. Yeah, 12 parlays and all that got stuff. Oh yeah, I got you. Anyway, okay. So yeah, our first item on the menu for today is no sports intended. Now, you all know, of course, primarily, we talk sports here, of course, but every now and again we like to throw in a social nugget or political nugget, if you would. And today's nugget is political in nature. Gully and I were already having this discussion somewhat to a degree. Settle down there. Gully and I were already having this discussion somewhat, and I'm going to bring it here to this panel and see what everybody else thinks. All those who weigh in, all those who are listening, and yada yada yada. Donald Trump was indicted. I think how many counts? 35 million counts. All right. Oh, 34. Okay. Yeah, I'm saying 34 counts. I'm saying this right here and now. DeSantis is definitely in. Okay. Which tells me after this indictment of Trump that not only do the Republicans have a plan, but that the Democrats don't. Okay. Gully, would you like to weigh in now that we're live on the P program?
All saying that.
Wait. You kind of muffled there, or sound like you're a little far away. Give me a little max headroom type of action there. Try again. No, maybe. Cue the Jeopardy music. All right, until you get your audio together there. Double J, what say you? Would you like to weigh in?
Am I better now?
Yeah,
okay.
all clear.
Yeah, you better. You're a whole lot better, Gully. Go ahead.
All right. I'll say this.
I'm waiting.
As this, and by survival, I mean,
You got to start over. You got to start over because whatever you started with, it didn't catch. So go ahead, start
yeah.
from the beginning. Okay.
Oh no, I hadn't got to it. I got you. But if Donald Trump survives this, and by survival, I mean anything other than actual prison time, he will be the next president of the United States. And I almost think, and I'm strongly suspect that there will be a major push for him to get a third term, even though, which is unprecedented, aside from the major conflict of World War II, where we kept the same guy in, which the way things are shaping up, that's what I think the play will be.
The Americans are going to do that again. No. Listen, know your history or be doomed to repeat it. Isn't that how that goes? The country cannot, they can ill afford, no disrespect, but I'm calling it like I done seen it, okay? An unintelligent president. Can't afford that. DeSantis is a shrewd cookie. I'm here to tell y'all. Yeah, he is. And he's educated.
No, he is.
Trump's not even a politician. Trump is not a politician.
That we should know right now with the clown in office that the zombie at the wheel can't even ride a bike, let alone
who? What?
lead.
Wait. You talking about
yeah, Joe Blow.
Oh wow. Joe Biden. Wow.
I mean, how much more money are we going to waste here? You got 18 billion. Last I checked, there's a lot of people out here not doing all that well. They're talking the R word, the D word, and in terms of recession, depression.
Well, hold on. Whoa. Wait a minute. Name me a time in this country, in your lifetime and mine, where we have a president where we didn't waste money. We always wasted money.
Of course, but
that's America. That's what America does.
18 billion went out of the country.
Okay, yeah, every president wastes. Yeah, they all do that.
18 billion, and we just spent how many millions? I think it was $21 million on this with him, with this where I think she had to pay him in court fees. This is what we wasted money on. So to Gully's point, I completely agree with Gully. I think this is a sham. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars. It shows their priorities aren't in the right place because they could take one hard look at an interest rate and say, we're not doing what we're here to do. And if we have time for this, then we really should be taking a hard look at who we're voting for, because the last time I checked just recently, there were some shooting victims at said Oval Office, and homeboy was talking about ice cream, and they had to get his wife to step in.
Ask me this question. You mentioned priorities. When have the priorities in this country ever been in the right place?
The struggle that I have is just a few years ago. I know we may not have been the most prosperous place, and we arguably went through the most. Now there's some subjectivity to the circumstances that we faced as a country, as we're learning now, which said group of politicians has completely flipped their stance. What a surprise. Where maybe that should be the funds being invested as it pertains to investigation and that type of thing. Not did somebody who paid somebody else off pay tax on it. I mean, that just over 20 something years ago. That's what we have time for. When there's starving people here, when there's homelessness here, when every major organization is laying people off and offering buyouts, and yet here we are.
Okay, let me, and hopefully we'll get Gully back. We lost him, unfortunately. But let me throw this out here. Here's the problem I have. We live in a country where teachers go on strike.
Have you seen what it's like inside of the? I showed Aiden a video of the south side of Chicago, one of their schools.
Okay. Because I'm going back to this priority thing. Okay.
Absolutely.
This is nothing.
We're
new,
all on the same
is my
page
point.
here.
Right. This is nothing new. Okay. Remember now. Let's think back. Okay. Let's think back. Not even 5 years ago. We were in the midst of a pandemic. Okay.
Man-made.
Right. Well, and Congress, this is the main reason why I'm an independent. Congress, both Republicans and Democrats, could not come together to figure out what they were going to give the American people, these elected officials. How do they get elected? The people.
You know what else I want to point out in that bill that you're referring to, that when they ultimately did come up with something, it gave 180 days for a report on UFOs. Was in the same bill.
Of course. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, right. Yes, all the space cadets. Hey. So here's what I'm saying to you now. The Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, the preamble or whatever it is, it's been a while since I was in school. Somewhere this document that we all live by, that we all salute, and everybody stands up when the flag and whatever you saluting and all that stuff. We the people. Isn't that not in the Constitution? Didn't that how it start? We the people, right?
What it says.
Okay, we the people.
What it says.
Okay, so here's what I'm talking about with America and her contradictory, Hippocratic. Don't get me started on that. When it came time to decide what to give we the people in the midst of a pandemic, right? They couldn't decide whether they were people $600 or $1,200, whatever it is. I mean, they ended up giving us something. But what I'm saying is they drug it out. All day was back and forth. They went on vacation. Well, Congress is going to do go in recess, recess, and then they're going to come back and decide. But here's the thing: the people who be voting for these people, these elected people, what they fail to realize during that same span. There came a time when Congress had to decide on whether Congress was going to get paid. The Republicans and the Democrats.
And you see how
did not hesitate to pass that bill.
Right.
They did not hesitate. So here we are.
They also don't have to disclose any kind of conflicts of interest as it pertains to investments that they have. But see, that's my point with all of this.
Okay. But we got teachers, we got athletes making millions of dollars, and we got teachers who go to work every day to teach somebody else's children. Now, mind you, I'm just gonna throw it all out here, okay? Because this is what I got a problem with. This is why I love talking sports, but I'm not at all invested no more. I could care less. I really could care less. But I can talk it all day, every day, because it's what I'm used to. I'm good at it. I mean, I ain't bragging, but I'm just saying. I'll get to your comments in a second. We got teachers, right, who put their lives on the line. Nowadays, these teachers have to deal with, I don't know how many students are in a classroom now, but let's be real.
About 30.
It's some BACs. It's some bad kids out here. And and you send them, and they sending these kids, because they ain't no home training no more. They sending these kids to school, and these teachers got to deal with these kids and these 100,000 different personalities, and these teachers make $2 an hour. I'm just throwing it up. I'm being kind of facetious and cynicism all wrapped in one, compared to what Shaquille O'Neal made, and LeBron James make, and Shea Alexander make, and Kobe Bryant, rest his soul, made.
You know what? Is that fair to
Yes, it is.
No.
Yeah,
I don't believe it's fair to
it is.
Compare it to an athlete.
No.
I would prefer to make the comparison to something else, because I think that is someone being extremely skilled at what they do.
Hold on. Shout out to my man, L. Brown, baby. It's LB Brown, baby. Value yourself. That's right. Shout out to my man, LB. Yeah, baby. Yeah, LB. He said no hesitation at all. Hello. And he's talking about what I'm saying about they didn't hesitate. The Democrats and Republicans did not hesitate to pay themselves.
Of course.
Okay, but now we the people. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, no, I'm just saying it would be preferred to use a different comparison.
No. Okay, well, let me say it this way.
Because I think that happens too much. It happens too frequent. It's too convenient. But what dims it dims their light. And in reality, I would rather say
like athletes.
Yeah, that they're not world class and they didn't put it in the time, effort again. If they weren't worth it, somebody wouldn't pay them, etc. You know how that goes.
Okay,
and even then, as we've talked about to exhaustion, they're not even getting a slice of the pie.
What the market said, right? Okay, well let me say it this way. It's not when I say athletes, I'm using them as an example, but it's more figurative than literal because I know it's not them. They're not writing their own checks, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to give them the money, is what I'm trying to tell you. But I'm just saying, economically, in this country, it's bass backward. Okay, it's bass backward to me. That these people, we talk about first responders and the people who fought on the line, right. You know, and I'm glad my man LB weighed in those because he's a veteran. Shout out to that. Shout out to being a Navy man. You go and you put your life on the line for this country, and you come back here and they treat you like it. Hello? Them same elected officials that they say vote for me on such a day, and I'm sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired. I'm sick.
Well,
and sick and tired.
And again, the system continues to perpetuate itself until.
Okay, all right. Gully, I mean, you know, we'll give you a chance to weigh in here, but I mean, I hope y'all understanding the point I'm trying to make here. Hold on, and my man LB weighing in again. Overcrowded schools and underpaid teachers equals a bad recipe. Yeah, that's not a fair comparison at all. Okay, I'm with you. It's not a fair comparison to saying to the athletes. But again, I'm saying economically, so whoever is writing the checks, okay.
Well, but you know what? Something I'm going to point out to you is that's why there's also a teacher shortage. Because again,
of course,
what did most people, you know, whatever it is you got your degree in, if you have one, then you know, similar to being an athlete, you're going to go pro in something else, and that's typically how it goes. And so you're seeing these teachers who have a skill set that we're understanding exactly what you're pointing out, that they were dealing with, you know.
Shout out. Yeah, he said, but I got your point though. Yeah, you know, I appreciate that. It's all good.
Dealing with exactly what, LB said, and they took their talents elsewhere, in LeBron voice. And so I'm not mad at them for that at all. It's just I continue to point back to the original foundation from Rockefeller with the Board of Education, and that he did not want thinkers, he wanted workers. And so you have
that's the
fundamental
problem,
system that, here's the thing, you know who doesn't struggle? Any of the Ivy League kids. I've never met one from Harvard that didn't have,
or Columbia.
Exactly. And so
Princeton, Penn.
The fact of the matter is there's only a handful of schools that actually are relevant and will produce actually people that can live out the American dream. Again, that crab in a bucket type of, not mentality, but just idea that they're willing to live with a couple that get out of it, and they keep the collective in there. And so it's not a surprise. Of course, it's by design. And this is why, something that bothers me is that, we have elected officials that we've tried to get to come to our school, and we struggle with it. And it's because the partisanship, believe it or not, they don't like charter schools. Yeah. And unfortunately, in this case, the Democrats are not fans of charter schools because basically there's somebody on the back end that gets the money, that gets paid from it. However, the education that the kids get is completely night and day. It's very sad, truthfully, when you look at even in our area, just compared to the rest of the
public
area.
schools. Yeah.
And we're completely outperforming them. And you're talking about less than 50%, right? We're hailing 50% and slightly north of that, no higher than maybe 76 are at grade level. And
yeah, he said you hitting the nail on the head with Jay.
So it's not a surprise that it's truthfully, it's very scary to me, because what it represents is at a macro level, you have over half of this next generation that isn't even up to grade levels. So what are they possibly going to be able to provide in terms of skill sets and opportunities to them? And to me, Rockefeller's statement of "I want workers" is very much alive and well, because that's what this system produces. You can't generate thinkers out of the general public school system. It doesn't work anymore.
Of course not. But listen, to me, this all ties in. This is what I'm saying to you. Trump, Gully thinks Trump is going, he's even though he's here, he just sent me a message in the private chat here. He's doing some stuff at work, but he's going to ping back in when he can. I said, listen, the country cannot afford a Trump to get in again. It cannot. This is all, to me, like a web type. All these things are connected. The value of the American dollar is going to right now as we speak.
So what you have right now is bricks. But again, this didn't happen on, unfortunately, I can't blame Trump. I have to blame the dude that's in charge. This is evolving under his watch.
He went in again. He's saying it's scary, but it's strategic. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Look, what I want to point out is you can't. I talked about how much money was spent to indict him, but remember, as you pointed out, a web. There is a reason. They understand exactly what Gully's point was that if he gets off, if he will end up winning, because of the fact that there's going to be a kind of a tailwind from the fact that he got off. And
so then what does that say? It's almost like bad programming. What does that say about your audience then?
But look what does
that say about people?
So I'm looking at the charges, and again, they're reaching. And it's disappointing. And what does it say about the country? I think it says everything we've already known for a long time, and everything that we're reemphasizing right now. This is what you get as a result. This is why the infrastructure is the Eastern Seaboard looks like a war zone. Like, it's almost to the point where I couldn't believe hearing people from outside of North America saying that America is a big lie, and they feel bad for us that it looks as bad as it does. And I didn't quite know how to react, because I have traveled. I didn't entertain those conversations. This is merely just an observation. But when I did travel, even along the Eastern Seaboard, the Baltimores, the Philadelphias, you go to Kensington Park, they call it Needle Park. I mean, like,
yeah, I know.
We are rotting from the inside out as a society.
Hey, and you know this. And you know that what is this new drug they come out with? Speaking of Needle Park, the xylene and the fentanyl. Folks are shooting up, man, and it's eating their skin from the inside out. Zombies. I'm talking about sores to where you can see the bone.
Oh yeah,
man, this is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable.
All synthetics, right? All the synthetic stuff, and there's a demand for it, because again, right, Mr. Politician will go and say, you know what? All right, this stuff's getting out of control. The war on drugs failed 30 years ago.
Of course, you can thank Ronald. You can thank your boy Ronald for that.
Well, you can thank him for a lot of things. And
yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
The fact
hold
of
that
the
thought.
matter is,
hold that up. Hold that thought. We're gonna take a 30-second, y'all. 3. Am I doing that right? 3-0, 4-0. Never mind.
SK Cunningham. You watching the shop? Kay Cunningham, and you're watching The Shop Report.
My name is Chris Murray, and you're watching The Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching The Shop Report.
You're Jay Knight, you're watching The Shop Report.
Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching The Shop Report.
I'm Harvey Diallo, and you're watching The Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit River Training, and I'm watching The Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Okay, what were you saying?
Ultimately, the decisions that were made have every intent. Even our current president, when he was a senator, created the 3-strike rule that was responsible for locking up and really destroying a lot of, I would argue, multiple generations of families, primarily in the minority communities, because of again, lack of economic opportunity. Right? I don't have to go down that road with what I would consider kind of the obvious as to how we've got here. And the sad part is that the CIA needed money to fund projects that John Kerry in the 80s had suggested he was no longer willing to fund. And so where did they begin to get the money from? From the war on drugs here internally, and it funded things like coups and other military things that were taking place outside of here. So the fact that we've reached this stage where we have BRICS, which is, again, the emergence of the new currency that'll rival the US dollar.
That's China and Saudi, right?
Along with Brazil and Russia, naturally. So basically BRICS.
Yeah, right. Got you.
Your respective country.
South America and Brazil are particularly noteworthy for me because Brazil is in the West. South Africa. I'm sorry, I said South America. South Africa and Brazil being in the West. South Africa being notable because it's in Africa. That alliance in this movement for the currency, I think, is particularly problematic. But not to steal your thunder. I'm sorry. That was it. I just wanted to make mention of that.
No, and part of the reason why I want to say this is 2 years ago, I told you guys that there was going to be, I have a lot of friends in the private sector that even if it doesn't pertain to what I do on the daily, I understand it's going to impact me in some way. So I listen to what they have to say. And I knew that the rare earth minerals and a lot of things that can only be found in certain countries, and coincidentally, China's one of them, Brazil's another. And I said, watch. I told Megan, I said, watch. You're going to see government instability, unstableness in country X, Y, and Z, either in it or around it. And we've seen exactly that. The blueprint is actually very easy to read if you have the legend for your map. So it's
let me get to his comment here. Yeah, let me get to his comment right here. This is all good stuff too. I appreciate this. Everybody weigh in, especially LB. Again, he's a Navy veteran, and he and I have a conversation time and time again about the situation and such. And I'm just appalled by whatever America is supposed to be, used to be, and is no longer is. Okay, so don't sell me on the funnel cake theory. Okay, a pile of dog with powdered sugar on it, and you're gonna try to tell me it's a funnel cake. Stop lying. I see flies on it. Anywho, I've been hearing the same. He says I've been hearing the same from some of my friends that live overseas about America. The war on drugs was a joke, and it actually funded as much as they were supposed to stop the Iran-Contra. Yeah, okay. I mean, come on now. I mean, this stuff that's what I'm trying to say, man. At the end of the day, man, man, to let this guy in, bro, you let this dude in, man. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. America could never, you can never use, I don't ever want to hear, should Donald Trump get elected again? I better not hear, not never.
No, man, but we have to face an unfortunate truth about it.
Okay, that might be fine, but I'm gonna let you go here. I'm gonna let you roll, but let me say this right quick. He get in again. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear nothing from none of these groups. I don't want to hear about nobody. I don't want to hear these red-blooded Americans. I don't hear nobody talking about integrity, morality. I don't want to hear none of that, or I'm slapping somebody 2 times. Okay? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to talk about America. Stand up for the flag and salute and the whatever they call it. What do they do? The anthem. I don't want to hear none of that. None of that. I don't want to hear it.
But this is what I'm saying. This is all part of it.
No, that's why I'm a slap. And when the slap, you're gonna do no slap. It's gonna say hypocrite. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
But this is where I'm going to kind of question it a little bit. The witch hunt. I'm calling it a witch hunt. I think it's a complete waste of time. I don't think.
Gully,
look,
didn't you say yesterday?
Man, it's a few unfortunate realities we got to face with it. What happens now is the realization of twice the left laughed at what the right was saying simply because it was the right, or let me say the Democrats laughed at in unison and criticized in unison what someone from the Republicans said. And the 2 biggest actors causing our biggest disruption to our economy are both of the countries that Mitt Romney and Donald Trump respectively said were the biggest problems to U.S. economically.
So
when Mitt Romney said that Russia was the biggest threat to foreign policy, Russia was the biggest threat to the United States abroad, he got laughed at. He got laughed at by President Obama, who said, hey, the 1980s called, they want their foreign policy back. He got laughed at by the rest of the world. He got laughed at even by certain Republicans, so certain right-leaning pundits. He got laughed at. And what happened? 4 years later, Russia was to blame for why Hillary Clinton lost the election. When Donald Trump placed the tight restrictions on trade from China and exited the foreign policy deals that we had with China because he said they were bad for business, people thought he was very selfish. They thought he was just in the interest of Trump.
Well,
he thought it was just about.
And he was a xenophobe, remember?
And he was a xenophobe, yes. And yes, he was all of that. And they paid no attention to actually what he was saying and tried to at least take it for what he's saying and try to walk it backwards to find out that in fact, yes, the United States was giving away something that they ultimately needed. And look at where we're at now. That's
the problem I have. I can't, I'm not going to hold anyone else from any, again, if you made a mistake, I don't care if you were Clinton, if you were the Bush, the fact of all of all of them have made mistakes,
right,
time and time again. But to Gully's point, every bit of what Gully just said is why
Gully, you're right, valid point. Yeah,
I struggle to identify with anything that in this case the left is saying because they are only it appears I follow 0 news stations. I'm taking it for face value in what I'm seeing around me of the impact of all of these. I've watched AOC who apparently is a friend of, I've met her, and I watched her go on a TikTok tirade and then only to back off of it the minute that, the Hispanic caucus got $600,000 from TikTok. It's like, come on, like if you're going to stand for something, stand. If you're not, don't do it, but don't make decisions when you're in that role for the benefit of the country, in spite of the group on the opposite side of the table. Because what's it say? What did Jay-Z say? When the family feuds, nobody wins. And so that's the problem. We aren't. Yeah. This is the most divided I've ever seen this group. It's disturbing because all it is slanderous. And unfortunately, when I watched a group in this case, with all the points that Gully made, they were all, again, taking them for face value, and they were all true. And now I'm watching the demise in just a very small amount of time. And I'm watching how thin these shopping carts are at $150. And I don't want to hear it's because we cut you a check for $500. Man, that you could have kept it.
Yeah.
Because this ain't it. And then you don't want to acknowledge, or now they want to back away on what got us here and what got us said check. And they don't want to hold the people who started this whole thing accountable for it.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have. You haven't done any, and you're going to spend $20 million to try to get this dude who told you all of these truths for something he did 15 plus years ago. That wasn't even, look, it was what it was. I don't really care. That's not how I want my money spent. That's not how you want your money spent. At that point, they could have gave us all $1 and we all would have been cool with it rather than wasting our time with this. And it's embarrassing. And that's why I cannot believe we sat here and allowed, look, TikTok is what it is. And I've explained it to Aiden that, look, this is what they see in China with it. And this is what we see here with it. Here's your differences. Okay. I don't hide anything from him. Okay. Here's what you're seeing.
Can't now because they're going to be looking at it anyway. You might as well.
You have to, the disappointing part is that they feel like they accomplished something. I mean, everybody from the dude in New York, the attorney general, I had CBS on because I think golf was on. Man, as soon as I seen him pop up to act like, the last time I seen anything like that they had gotten Saddam or something, or Bin Laden. To sit there and say you're indicting a president on garbage, I'm not here for it no more. They lost.
Yeah, it's the challenge of assume, for example, these 34 charges ultimately.
How does it benefit the United States, Cully? How does it benefit the taxpayer?
How does it? Yeah, how does this help us with the bigger problem that people have right now, which is the currency, moving away from the currency? Like, do you also know that China or Japan has decided they'll just buy the oil from Russia above the cap, so they'll pay what Russia asks. They'll pay what Russia's demanding for the oil. Japan say, "Hey, look."
So wait a minute. So this whole now wait a minute now. So this whole thing with Trump is more of a look at what's going on in this hand, but
they have to give us a win. It's like they have to give us a win because there's nothing else to listen. Well, here's the challenge. No, here's the challenge I have for you. Here's the challenge I have for you and for anybody, because for me, I'm always willing to be learned. Listen, here's the challenge. Tell me right now. Show me the propaganda that's suggesting that this is not as bad as it seems, that BRICS is not as bad as it looks. Show me where are the spin doctors at? I need to know what the spin doctors are saying to say that this isn't bad. And guess what? They're as quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah. And that
you would see this right now, right? They tell you everything because I'm gonna tell you with Donald. Listen, I'll even say this because I know people probably think I lean a certain way, and I get it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what you think because I'm satisfied and I'm confident in what I know. But the spin doctors were out immediately for anything that Donald Trump said that was contrarian, where they were out for anything contrarian to what Donald Trump was saying. The spin doctors on the right were out immediately for anything that President Obama said. Where are the spin doctors to tell us that this ain't bad?
And you know what? Hey, listen, I can't even argue with nothing y'all just said. Y'all put it on blast right there. Everybody, LB, Double J, Gully.
Something I want to point out to Gully's point.
Hold on, because
at the end
of the day, though, he asking where the spin doctors was at. That was the icing on the cake right there, because in this case, silence speaks the loudest.
Yep. Well, you're right.
Speaking the loudest.
So there was a deal we made with one of them.
America?
America made.
Please say America.
Selling some planes. This was a couple of years ago. Again, that conversation I mentioned with somebody in the private sector.
He said, "Quiet." My cat LB said, "Quiet as a church mouse on that side." Yep.
basically what it came down to was a very similar set of circumstances that ultimately played out with what Japan did, which was if we don't do it, someone else will. And that's what ultimately occurred here. So this is why I told you those same things, those rare earth minerals, oil, etc. You name it. If you control those, you control a lot of things. And unfortunately, we've made it awfully difficult on ourselves. And so my own personal thought on this, as it pertains to the stock market and that type of thing, is I thought it should have went away anytime that there wasn't a war. Because I believe
the stock market?
Because to me, it is the idea of chasing the way that they refer to with drug users as chasing a dragon. It's something that you'll never catch. And so in the name of profit, at some point, you can only do so many different things before the reality that you're going to have a bad quarter or a bad month, a bad year.
Yeah, it's going to come back around, right?
Absolutely. And so we're in my opinion beyond the tipping point where it does not work. It was a great idea in the 30s when these companies needed money pumped into them, but it should have similar then to war bonds, etc. It should have been temporary. And unfortunately,
like most stuff should have been temporary here, but still here 50, 70, 80
ultimately,
years later.
This is why the people who we really should be mad at are not the politicians that are doing their best in sync, but instead those that control them. And if you go and look,
the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers,
the Bilderberg
James
Group,
Clevelanders,
there's BlackRock, there's only a handful of organizations, right? I've sent you guys that chart that shows all of these companies that you believe are gigantic, and they are in their own right. But if you look at what they actually represent, they're consumed. It's almost like that megalodon while you're staring at a great white. It's just not the same.
Yeah, let's get some sports in here. At the end of the day, man, the American dollar, like I said.
But wait a minute. Don't you think that's awfully at a convenient time when?
Of course. Come on now.
If you guys are not hip to the Fed now, the digital currency that is coming out, everything's going to be. Again, I can't say the specifics of it, but it is. Your Google is your friend in this respect. You can Google what Fed Now service is, and you can learn what the central bank digital currency is. And you again, education, reading. There you go.
Yeah, one of my favorite things, reading. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is what we do here, man. We're trying to keep y'all up abreast of what's really going on in the world, okay? Yeah, Stephen A. and them guys are like, they're going to tell you all day, every day about, why Terrell Owens and Odell Beckham, shouldn't go to the Giants or the Jets or wherever it is right now. It's all a distraction. Yeah, okay. Let's get to some sports. America's in trouble. All right. Our next item and last item, of course, on the menu for today, or the docket, I should say, is sports randoms. I just picked a few here, item two or three, just to discuss today. Double J, stop sipping the Lucia right now, okay? Could you please stop doing that?
Hey, this is extra fluoride.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, it's got a lot of minerals in it, I bet. March Madness was madness this way, especially on the women's side. My gosh, LSU versus Iowa. All right, there's all this talk here lately, after the fact, about the gesture, the hand gesture that what's the Angel Reese did to Caitlin Clark. Yeah, whatever the case may be, or the ring thing and things of that nature, and a lot of folks that took to Twitter and social media, and wanted to turn it into a black and white type of deal. But I'm here to tell you right now, it's interesting how Caitlin Clark didn't have a problem with it. The players didn't have a problem with it. The women's game in this instance, the Final Four, the men's was pretty good too, but I'm telling you, the women's Final Four and the championship game, even though can take the scores outside right quick, the way they were played, I'll take the women's over the men's because that UConn, who was it? San Diego State, St. John's, who played against UConn? I don't even remember. Yeah. Anywho, I'm just saying. The women's brought the LSU, Iowa. They brought more attention this year to the women's game and who on the hoop side than I would say the past 5 or 6 years. And I'm talking about even more so the WNBA. Trust and believe, women's hoop is on the rise, baby. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming soon to a theater near you. But yeah, the whole hand gesture thing. I was talking to some folks at work and listening to some folks at work, and I just started chuckling and laughing. Which is well funny. I said, man, listen here. Stop making that hand gesture thing out to be more than what it was. I said that what you saw, that was competition. Them young ladies was out there competing. See, it wasn't no problem. And this ain't about Caitlin Clark. It's about the people who wanted to make it a problem. When she did it against what the hand gesture Caitlin Clark did against the folks at Louisville, and then what they did against South Carolina when she just waved the girl off to my she wasn't going to play no defense on her and all that. Hey, listen, man, it's a part of the game. Them young ladies was out there competing. Huh? This is what we do, man, from the park all the way to the parquet and all points in between. That's how you know you got a game on your hands, man. What did Eddie Robinson say? Legendary coach for Grambling tell his players when they was going up against other squads, no matter who it was. He said, man, I want y'all to go out there today. And if you don't do nothing else, you got to let that dude in front of you know. Let him know he going to be in for one today. That's all that was, man. And sometimes the emotions of it and all, you know what I mean? You get caught up in it and you do the hand gesture. You can't see me. We don't have no problem, though, when folks talk about how small somebody is and all that old kind of stuff. Hey, man, listen, them young ladies put on a display that I watch every day. I keep telling y'all hey, listen, hey, now, from a fundamental standpoint, the women's game is far better to watch. It's a far better product. And this year's Final Four and the championship game, albeit the score, I know. I'm tuning in a trip all trip. Well, I mean, what was the viewership on 9.9 million or something like that? Unheard of or something for NCAA tournament, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second here. My cat LB weighing in again. He said people made a bigger deal about it than the players involved did. Players competing, nothing more or less. Thank you. That's all it was. Oh, and don't get it twisted. LB, hey, y'all don't want to see the man's footwork. I'm just letting y'all know that right now, okay? The drop step with the baby hook over left or right shoulder. Anyway, Lee, I ain't about to. I'm not gonna do him like that. I don't want to say you somebody rolling up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the old day, the gunslingers. You know what I'm saying? They find out you was the fastest gun in the West. Folks want to run up on you and try you. So I'm gonna leave it at that. LB, drop step, baby. Miss Alva weighing in. Shout out to Miss Alva. Caitlin Clark said herself she does not have a problem with it. She is a competitor, and she said she would have done the same thing. What bothers me the most was LSU saying Iowa's defense was disrespectful to SC. It's the game. They studied the SC to figure out how to guard them. Hey, listen, that all came before the championship game now, right? What LSU said was, for the most part, which is what you're supposed to do when you step across that line, man. You know how we do when we wipe the bottom of our shoe. I'm about to let you know, hey, listen here. Hey, don't take it personal. It's my bread and meat. If I don't bust I don't eat. Okay? LSU watched the tape and they said, listen, South Carolina, they didn't take them shots. We're gonna take them shots. Okay? We gonna take them shots. That's all that was. And they did that. That little girl, I don't know Blondie, or I don't know what her name is, Angel Rose or something. I don't know what her name is. My gosh, the little girl she was 19 for 1,900 on threes. My God. Woo, my goodness, she couldn't miss. I said, yeah, it's going to be a long night. I mean, but at the end of the day, man, Iowa just didn't have enough. That's all. And then, listen. And I'm not comparing. It's not a literal comparison. I'm just saying it happens. Folks run out of gas. It happens. I recall, what year was it? 01? When Iverson had to go through 2 game sevens. 2 game sevens. And do you know who he had to go through to them game sevens? Milwaukee, and Toronto, just to get to Kobe and Shaq. For him to get one out the deal, come on, man. That's my man AI. I salute you, baby. But come on, man. He just didn't have enough. And then, like I said, you had Kobe and Shaq on the other end, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even AI, man. So that's all it was, man. Caitlin Clark is what she is as good as advertised, bro. She is. And her hand gestures are that's what you do when you got real live competition out there. Hey, I told y'all once, I'm gonna tell you again, excuse me for the screen shaking. I'm a little animated right now. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. It ain't what folks try to make it out to be. Folks who ain't even ever played at the backyard barbecue basketball, no nothing. I am a Razorback fan, Arkansas Razorback fan. Okay. The Nolan Richardson days. When they used to call it 40 minutes of HE double hockey sticks, baby. He pressed you all game, every game, all game long. Ask Grant Hill. Shout out to Grant Hill for being who he was for that ankle injury. Grant might have been one of the ones we were talking about in the conversation that everybody got other players in there. I'm just saying. But that Duke squad was no joke now. It was no joke. Mike Krzyzewski, don't ask me how to spell it. I won't even try. Not on this, and I won't even say that again 2 times. Not real fast anyway. I'm just letting y'all know. Nolan Richardson, 40 minutes of hockey sticks, baby. Huh? Pressing you. Come on now. And the competition was thick back then. And that's what that reminded me of, that LSU, Iowa. That's what it reminded me of, man. It was a throwback moment for me, man. I love to see it. So when for all y'all social media folks out there talking about some, it was racial because it wasn't enough flavor and all that kind of stuff, you need to actually on Freddie and Fitzsimmons, Simone Augustus was interviewed. You know, she's an LSU alum. And she was interviewed, and what she had to say about that whole thing, man, I couldn't agree. I'm telling you, I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't. So shout out again, LSU and Iowa, to give me something worthy of viewership, because I'm telling you, on the men's side, Double J, I mean, seriously, did you really watch that whole game? Seriously, you did?
The men's side? No.
The men's side.
I didn't watch it at all. I didn't need to. I already knew who was going to win.
Okay, got you.
Very simple.
Okay, but that LSU Iowa, we wanted to see that though, didn't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, something that many forgot, myself included, was that Angel Reese was 3-0 against Iowa last year. So I knew about her from Maryland. Her twin brother, of course, is Julian Reese, highly touted prospect. They're both, I think, from I don't want to say Upper Marlboro, Maryland. So again, that same Durant, area within that kind of the Baltimore area that is just all hoops. Going way back.
Mellow,
exactly.
Dunbar.
Yep.
We're not gonna talk about them. Them Dunbar boys. Muggsy and Wingate and all of them. Baltimore got a rich history of hoopers, man. They just do.
Absolutely. So that's what's been a little bit of a shame that Maryland as a team, but next year, again, they made it the second round of the tournament this year.
Maryland women, the women or the men?
No, the women have been on for a while now. Obviously it hurt losing someone like Angel Reese, and she acknowledged that. But they had Diamond Miller, who's phenomenal, will be likely a top 10 pick. I would go as far as to say top 5. But as far as there was a lot of things taken out of context, you could tell who watched games and who didn't within the.
But it was the people that don't watch the games that had the most.
Of course, as they always do. Man. And so what they don't realize is, first and foremost, Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal ambassador for the women's game.
Hold that thought. One thing that really bothered me. Kim Mulkey, please, if you're listening, don't ever wear no suit. That suit, I almost got a fire extinguisher.
Hang on. If you win 4 national titles, she's rare air now.
No, you don't wear a disco ball. You don't wear a disco ball to a national championship game. I'm just saying. You don't do that. No strobe lights, okay? My gosh. Listen, okay. I had vertigo when I got done watching that game. All right, man. The boys had to help me up. Okay, I was spinning. The room was spinning. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, yeah, she didn't need to do that. Gully, you want to weigh in on the national championship on the women's side? No, maybe. Okay, yeah, all right, maybe not.
Well, yeah, well, again, while we're waiting,
here we go. Go ahead.
So that could that be the WNBA's magic bird when they both make it to the WNBA?
Of course, absolutely. Shout out for the reference. Yeah, shout out for the reference. Absolutely. I don't see why not. I'm just saying. That
Yeah, I really appreciate Caitlin Clark. I think she in some respects, I think she went maybe a bit stronger in support of the gesture than she should have. But I think because she understands the competitor, like she gets it, right? You know what I mean? And it was great for somebody for somebody to say, "Hey, I dished it, I can receive it." You know what I mean? I'd like to say shout out to Vince McMahon and John Cena for again reaffirming that everything is wrestling and that wrestling is pop culture, because I'm pretty certain that Can't See Me t-shirts featuring Caitlyn and or Angel should be co-branded with WWE.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm first in line to buy mine. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm definitely wearing one. But you talk about them people right quick. It's the same folks who had a lot to say about, who tried to make it a black and white thing. Remind me of them same people who would say, for instance, we didn't have this discussion, not because we believe one way or the other, but just because we laugh at the idea that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, for instance. When he got a video out to himself that's saying, I don't know why, stop saying that, I'm not. And he gave a good explanation as to why that ain't even the case. But so in other words, he's saying he's not, but it's people who are saying he is. What about, what? Y'all need to go have a seat. The man you say that is a GOAT, saying he ain't a GOAT, but y'all the one to keep, okay, got you. Them some of them same folk out there that wanted to make it go stand in the corner and put your nose in it. It's unbelievable, man. Yeah. Anywho, Duncan, Hakeem, Mikal. Of the three, whose footwork was better? Cue the Jeopardy music, Fred.
Hakeem.
Oh no.
There's no debate here. That's an easy one.
Oh, hold on, Double J. Hold your thought now. Sip on the loose right quick. Go. What you say, Gully? Who's?
It's Hakeem.
Okay, is Hakeem? Why?
Look at it. Now. What Duncan and Mikal were able to do, I think what Duncan and Mikal were able to do, I'd like to believe that what exceeded where Duncan and Mikal may have made a difference over Hakeem is in the same way that Larry Bird did over his much more athletic competition. They had a will and a presence about them that they were able to stay composed, and they were able to make game-saving, game-extending plays, right? That I think when we look at the championship resume, you can see the difference between perhaps maybe not so much between Mikal and Olajuwon, but Tim Duncan. But clearly the footwork is better. I'll put it this way. I'll make it much simple. Anybody that goes to a Hakeem Olajuwon big man camp in this era will dominate at that position, even though we play positionless basketball in the 3 rules a day. That man's footwork was phenomenal. He was a soccer player.
Okay. I got you. All right. I'm with you, Gully. That's how you sell an argument. Oh man, absolutely not, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And when you get done eating your chicken, man, we'll bring you back, okay? This man over here eating chicken neck bones, man. Man, put the neck bones up, bro. This dude right here, man. Man, put the neck bones up, man. Delicioso. Did y'all use your Dora the Explorer now? Oh my God. So come on, Boots. Come on now. Cut it out. Cut me in and cut it out. Double J, what was you gonna say? Man, we done already got past the majority of the portion of the show. We're on the sports randoms right now. This dude.
My guy. Hey.
Oh, yeah. We know that's your buddy. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say, man?
Man, I need me a 6-piece right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With red beans and rice, mean greens on the side.
Man, don't threaten me with a good time. No, I was just again going to emphasize that there's no debate here for me. It was just the fact that the power of his footwork set him apart, where his height was secondary, and that's.
You talking about who you got a name? Who you're saying?
But let me ask you that question. Based on that description, who do you think I'm talking about?
Kevin McHale.
Oh, you're tripping. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh,
all right. Well,
man.
I'm tripping, and I didn't fail. You tripping?
Hey, put me backstage, man.
You didn't even hear the question, man.
Once you said Kevin McHale, I don't got to hear nothing, bro.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here, man. This dude is so disrespectful to those who came before him. He act like basketball didn't start till he was born, and he only 12. Anywho, did you hear the question? Okay,
no,
so
I did not.
You pick. Okay, Duncan, Hakeem, or McHale. Of the three, whose footwork was better? Double J, you picking Hakeem, right? Okay.
Yeah, but you know what's really interesting is Duncan never had blow-by speed. He just was, again, that's why he was called the big fundamental.
I'm trying to tell y'all. And I'm surprised at you, Gully, because you're a Spurs fan.
And so
but is he really a Spurs fan?
Oh, okay, here you come with the UFO theories. Oh my gosh.
Fandom isn't blind, bro. My favorite boxer is Miguel Cotto. He is not the best I've ever seen. That's Floyd Mayweather.
Mute him now.
Okay. See, your fandom lets you see that LeBron James is far and away above anybody else in his contemporaries, but he still struggled, unlike any of the other GOAT contenders amongst his contemporaries. That doesn't register for you. However, you will talk about everything else he did as if he dominated, when in other eras, other players that are in the GOAT contingency have dominated, like Bill Russell in his era, like Wilt Chamberlain in his era, like Kareem in his era, like Jordan in his era. But in the case of Jordan and Bill Russell, in their peak of their dominance, nobody else really, no other dynasties could form. But see, that's your fandom. Over the reality.
I hit him, Gully. I tell him this every day. His fandom is blind, man. His fandom is he got tunnel vision. Yeah, don't spit that chicken bone out now. Yeah, don't. Yeah, good. Yeah, it just look like the way you chewing look like you got some hog maw, swamp jelly, and pig knuckles. That's what it look like you got there. Anyway, who you got? Hakeem? I'm sure you got Hakeem. Who you got? Who you got? You got somebody from this era? Manu Ginobili. That's who you got. Yeah.
You talking to me, sir?
I'm talking. What you blinking for? The chicken kind of hot?
Because I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. That's why I'm blinking.
Oh, okay. Well, that ain't what I heard.
So one of the interesting things is that the power of the footwork that Hakeem had was, if you pay attention to Steve Francis's crossover, you will see a distinct similarity.
Yes. The way he leans forward.
Yes.
yes. You're exactly right. The way he leans forward, Steve Francis, and that's a guard.
Did you just look that up right there, right fast?
No.
So you was holding on to that. You had that in your back pocket?
Well, look, I know my stuff. I've been watching the game for a long time, man.
Okay,
a lot of people would have probably said,
all the 21 years. Oh boy, please.
Oh, hell no.
Man,
there were a lot of old
you so
NBA
disrespectful
to
those who came after you, man.
You so disrespectful to those who came before you. So make up my mind.
You make up your own mind.
Okay, Neckbone, we got you. Anyway, what was you saying, Double J? My man, Neckbone Willie over here.
It's just a lot of people would have naturally probably tipped their cap or assumed that it had to have came from, as Gully pointed out, you could see with the lean that was clearly Hakeem.
It was clearly the dream. I mean, real spit.
Hold on. Double J, what now? What came from what?
So if you watch Hakeem's footwork in basically I almost call it a symphony in how he uses his body, that's what established the foundation for Steve Francis's crossover, which was one of the most lethal in the game itself. So definitely up there.
So let me ask you something. It wasn't Tim Hardaway or no guard that came before him.
Man, Tim Hardaway was like moving like a pile of bricks. Are you crazy?
So it was no guard who had a crossover before him that paved the way.
No, hang on.
Well,
hey, somebody,
boy.
Ray, Google's our friend. I'm gonna have to pull up a video
because that's hold on, but I don't know if that's what he's saying. TJ, is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry. Well, no. Hang on. I don't have any actual proof of this. It's my observation.
Oh, okay.
That's why
so
I'm saying that. Hang on.
Listen, Double J's. You got to understand something. TJ don't use the eye test, man. He uses it's all calculated.
I gotta Google this now.
Yeah, it's all calculated with this guy. When you mention eye test, he got a problem with that. Even though he got eyes, he don't use them. Okay, he don't use his eyes. No. He don't do that. Gully, what was you gonna say?
This chicken
hold
real
on.
Good chicken.
My bad. Got you,
my
guys.
generation don't eat neck bone like yours do, man.
I don't eat neck bones. Period.
It was just that.
And that shirt is kind of tight, lightweight, man. You good over there? You sure? I mean, I guess. Yeah, I get a.
Hang on. I'm gonna bask in the glory really quick. I'm sharing it.
Okay, go ahead, Double J. Throw it on up there. Throw it on up there. Okay.
So
hold on up there.
Here we go. So I did the Google search. I did Steve Francis, Hakeem. This is USA Today. So it's not
okay.
amateur hour.
Okay.
But there it is, right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh!
Please tell me.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
okay.
Man, hey, he freaked me out for a second because I'm like, well, technically, he could be right.
Yeah, TJ, he like doing stuff like that, but he.
Oh man, woo.
Yeah. Okay,
he almost rattled me that time. He did his best Earnhardt on me. That one definitely rattled my cage.
Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, as long as it ain't Rusty Wallace, you good. All right, I'm here to tell you that. Yeah. All right. So we all it's the general consensus say Hakeem. I mean, especially with the fact that David Robinson, the year he won the MVP, Hakeem was fasting during the month of Ramadan and broke him off, was what I'm trying to tell you, because that was Hakeem's MVP. But by the way, anyway, that's another story for another day. Number 3 here. We get number 1, 2. Yeah, okay, number 3. The craziest batting stance you ever did see. For me, it was Craig Counsell. Yeah. Cue the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, you might be right. You know what? I did not have time. I did not make time to research that because that's a very fascinating thing. And I can't remember the guys that had one. I will say some guys are very atypical. In fact, I would say that if guys in this era, kids in this era batted with some of those batting stances, people would think it was they would teach away from it. You know what I mean? Exactly. But I'd have to come back to that one, man. I'm sorry. I had to come back to that one.
That's all good. It was Craig Counsell for me. And you know how I remember that? You know what made me even think of even putting this down today? I had to relive the Guardians and the Marlins World Series. Yeah. Craig Counsell. That
was officially, as he's retiring this year. I'll see him tomorrow and many times this season.
Craig Counsell?
You mean no, I'm talking about Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera.
Cabrera. You gonna see Miggy?
Yes, sir.
Oh, tell Miggs I said.
Hey, aren't you coming up here this month? I got 4 tickets to any game in April.
Wait a minute, he was a rookie. He was on that squad.
Yes,
he was on
that squad.
Yep. 2003.
Barbershop. You talking about the Indians and Marlins, right?
Yeah. Okay, the Indians, but they're the Guardians, so the Indians. All right. Yeah. You knew who I was talking about. See, this is what I mean by the degree, the difficulty. This guy
I'm being correct here.
Okay, but you're being difficult. You're being correctly difficult, is what you're being. You're being difficultly correct.
Don't disrespect those who came before you, man.
Shout out.
Hey, well played. Actually, well played.
Yeah, but you know what, Gully? See, what he failed to realize is I retired from it. He think he the only one to know how to play chess. You know what I'm saying? That was a chess move right there. I'm here to you, man. I seen how you play.
Hey, listen, man. I was born.
You're really not that hard to beat, though. The guys you beat right there, man. They take blood pressure medication. I'm just saying, but it's all good. You still win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Oh, let me throw this in here right quick.
Veritek from the
Jason Veritek. Yeah.
His was kind of.
Yeah. But Craig Counsell's just. I'm like, how he ever made contact with the ball ever was beyond me. I want to throw this out here right quick. I was listening to a talk show earlier today. Gully, mute your mic for me. Mute your mic.
Please.
Oh, okay. I was listening to a talk show earlier today. And they were talking about the upcoming NFL draft. We'll be doing our coverage as well. But they were talking about the quarterback prospects this year, right? And of course, Anthony Richardson came up. Okay. And they were doing a hit or miss. And when it came to Richardson, the idea is supposedly, allegedly, nobody really knows, of course, but the idea of Anthony Richardson probably or possibly the Colts moving up to 3 or something like that, or taking him at 3. These guys went on and in and on about, oh, that is a miss all day. Did you see his game film from last year? He's this and this and that, this and that. Okay. And I said, all right. Watching a guy's film, that's fair. But here's what happens. Here's what people fail to realize when it comes to the whole draft, especially the NFL draft. Any pick can be a hit or miss, regardless of the round or where selected. The idea is, do you have the people in place who understand how to minimize the risk? So if the Colts have people in place who understand how to minimize the risk, then Anthony Richardson or them taking him at 3 is not a risk. It's not a miss.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Hello.
Because in essence, it doesn't matter what round you pick someone.
I'm trying to tell you, but these people didn't even discuss that. These are people that's getting paid to do this. They just swerving down. He was going to be a bust already. Look at his film last year. I said, see, this is what I mean by going from here to the wall in your research. You got to dig deeper, baby. You got to dig deeper, because if you know anything about, because the way they were talking, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the way they were talking, it was like every player that's ever been picked in the top 10 panned out. Kijana Carter.
Russell.
Hello. Come on, man. I said, man, I'm done. I had to turn it off. I had to turn it off. I mean, come on now.
Did you
Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, Trent Richardson.
Hello? I was waiting for it.
Hello. Hello, all Browns quarterbacks. I don't care where they were selected. I'm just saying. Did I do what, TJ?
Colt McCoy, Colt McCoy. Brandon Whedon was selected in the 3rd round. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He shouldn't have been selected at all. But what'd you say, TJ?
You tell them about that stuff we were talking about earlier about the Magics versus the Warriors.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
No, I'm just saying, because you definitely biased, and I just need the world to know that you like that. Not just me.
First of all, I'm not biased. Second of all, I said basketball is all about matchups.
And you said Penny Hardaway would stop Kevin Durant. And
I did not say that. I did not say that. Don't lie on me. Lie for me and not on me or to me.
I'm lying. I'm not lying for you.
You're not lying. You're right. You're not lying for me. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and take your Lucia. That's what you do. Yeah, stay on the sauce or the lean or whatever they call
Double
it
J.
Look at. Did you see when he took that sip? You see how big his eyes got? He took that
Double
sip.
J.
Woo,
he said
right
Penny
there.
Hardaway would stop Kevin Durant.
No, I did not say that.
That's what you told me earlier.
Barbershop, Jay.
No, I did not say that. No, I did not. Listen, I'm not falling for the clickbait, man. We're gonna keep things rolling. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Then he got really mad at me because I said, out of all the players in the history of the NBA, you saying Penny Hardaway?
Gully. Are you listening?
Yeah. What do you mean by stop?
Hold on, Gully. Hold on. Let me say this. Gully, you've been knowing me all my life, right?
No.
Right.
Have you ever known me? Have you ever known me to be discussing sports and not get overly animated?
Correct. I have never.
Okay, that was hard. That should be in a song.
Yeah. Shout out my man D-Rump right here, baby. Gully, TJ swerving down when I get animated that he get me out my hookup. Would you tell him?
Hey, no, wait a minute. There's been a few times now.
On here. I know. God was fogged up. God was fogged all the way up.
Bruh.
He needed.
You could never get me out my hookup, bro. Never. Believe when I tell you.
Got.
I could never get got by you and nobody else Trust and believe.
Was
We
that
get to your comments in a
Trillville?
second. Here's what he said. Yeah, got you. Don't do that, Double J. Don't switch your hips like that. Don't do that. That's not a good look. Anyway, we're gonna keep things rolling. We'll say that for another show for another day.
No, we ain't. We ain't saving that for another show.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna say it because I got other stuff. I got other stuff to do here, man. That's what we
it's over.
No, it's not over.
You
like the Dallas Mavericks playoff chances.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, right. Like 4 and 6, like 4 and 6 being better than 6 and 0. I got you. Anyway, yeah, this new math is whipping.
Hold on,
ass.
numbers ain't everything. That's what you told me, right?
No, they not. That's why I said like 4 and 6 being better than 6 and 0.
No. I'm gonna use your wisdom against you.
Exactly.
You told me numbers ain't everything.
Got you. I got. And hey, listen, they not everything. But in this case, 4 and 6 ain't gonna be 6 and 0. That's something.
Oh, in your case, the way you
in
see
this
it.
case.
But you wear glasses and I don't.
Okay, I got you. Matter of fact, let me see if I can hear what you're really saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got you.
This is brought to you by the mini.
Oh, would you please? Oh man, it's Ramadan and this guy right here, man. Thank you very much. Anyway, that's why we're not going to discuss that. What do we make of MLB's rule changes so far?
Well, I'm going to find out tomorrow, but from the games I've watched, you can't go to the bathroom anymore in that stadium. I can tell because you're going to miss an entire inning or maybe 4. They played 4 innings in the Yankee game yesterday.
You said you got to go to the bathroom?
I'm talking about the stadium experience to me is probably garbage now. I'm very upset by it because, the difference between going to a basketball game and having my nice comfy chair with padded chair with the side table and all that stuff is to relax at a baseball game, not feel like I got to run and make sure get the glizzy, before I, even have sat down. It's going to be the end of the third. This stuff is crazy. They played 4 innings yesterday in New York in less than an hour. And that was with runs scored.
Okay,
we're not talking about.
Yeah, T-Rump weighing in. This is what I was trying to get to. Yeah, I love the pitch clock and hit clock. It makes the games watchable. That's what
too fast.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Nah, they're gonna need to adjust something. Cause you see what Matt Scherzer's been doing?
Well,
no, I didn't. What? Yeah, I heard he
I knew it. Yeah,
no, so look, this is what Matt Scherzer would do. This is what he's been doing. Matt Scherzer, without it being called a balk, what Matt Scherzer would do is he the typical pitcher motion. Pitcher decides what pitch he want to do. Then he'll stand up and then he starts his motion. Yeah. So what Matt Scherzer's doing is he'll collect himself, he'll raise his mitt to his head and stand there like a statue. Now remember, a batter is waiting, right? So what happens is he's already started gathering himself, and he's already at the peak of his position. He stands there like a statue. What happens is the batter who's holding it, anticipating, remember, you're using more energy when you have to guess what's happening versus you will control. Like you spend more energy on defense than you do on offense. So the batter's got a bat in his hand. He's got the moment. He's got the pressure. The batter, after looking at Scherzer staying like a statue for as long as ever, the batter calls a timeout. So the batter is able to wave his hand. He's able to get a timeout. The timeout is a limited amount of time. So the batter kind of relaxes himself, and then he gets back in the box. But again, Scherzer has already started his motion. He's already collected himself. As soon as he says time in, the ball is already out of his hands, and it's a call strike 3 every time. He's been gaming the system every time.
So Scherzer got a little crafty with it. Yeah.
Didn't he give up 8 runs yesterday?
I don't know. Yeah, I heard he was doing something, but I didn't get to catch it. Oh, we got my man, little man on him. Yeah. Hey. Little man.
Maybe you could talk some sense into your dad.
Yeah, please. No, I don't think he can. Oh, wow. Well, really?
No, he makes about as much sense then. I'd listen to him.
Yeah, little man be saying this too. Hey, man, you can't be giving alcohols to minors, man. What is you doing? Oh, this dude right here, man. He said, I feel you, Jay, but I don't want to see the hitter tap the bat against his leg.
That's the only way to go to sleep.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I don't either, but it is enormously sped up. And so, I'm going to find out tomorrow.
Let's see what you got me doing. You right here, down there. You down there. Yeah.
They're the Guardians, man. Don't disrespect those players.
But you just okay. Never mind. See, I'm
Those
not going
players
back.
for the end.
like I said, I don't
Okay.
care if it's this.
But the
one,
Guardians just
if
played a
it's the whole
game.
crew.
The
D-Rump, you
Guardians
wanna
played
come
a
up
game in
to-
10 minutes. In baseball years, it was like 10 minutes. They said it was the shortest game so far this season.
Did we win?
No.
I've been watching. So Oakland yesterday was a win, I want to say, and then today I believe was a loss, or vice versa. But
yeah, now the way
they're
it's
starting out all right.
yeah, but the way it's looking, if all things stay the same, it's gonna come down to the Guardians and the Twins, and the Twins are just they got they mad about something and something that happened.
Well, I was really hoping that that one dude who seemed to fail every physical, I think it was Carlos Correa, ended up back in Minnesota, and I was really hoping he had. Not that the Tigers were going to contend anyway, but they would have at least given me a little glimmer of hope that it would have been a little closer.
Well, baseball had to do something, Double J. They just really did. Okay,
no, I'm with you. I'm not completely opposed to it. I know from a strategic standpoint, if I was up 2-0 and or 0-2 in the count, that I felt pressed, I would probably allow that clock to run out and or throw to first, even if there's nobody on first. I could extend it and waste time or give up the ball, right? So. If I'm it depends how I'm feeling. And nobody, I heard, speaking of that Yankee game yesterday, their pitcher, Nestor, had said, hey, look, we're not going to fight it. We decided to kind of embrace it. And it is an adjustment, but they've been okay with it. And so I haven't really seen anybody fight it. But if I were going to, again, under certain circumstances, I could let that clock run out and give myself an extra, breath a couple times, right? I mean, technically, I could throw to first once, and then I could let it run out and give up one ball. So now we're already talking about technically one pitch in a minute and a half if I wanted to do it that way. And I could do it every single time if I wanted to. Again, if I was having any count.
Yeah, but they're not.
I think that's the psychology of this too. If you're used to a pitch coming every 30 seconds, right? This is where now if a guy decides to, especially, and I think we'll see this in the playoffs, you can get a little bit more creative, just like Max Scherzer was doing, and extend it out. And I think that will have a bigger impact on the batter than maybe many would have otherwise even potentially taken into consideration. I'm always that guy, right, that'll find whatever leverage I have to potentially defy a rule or at least be in spite of a rule. And so there's one right there. Hey, you want to force me? I will waste my 2 throws to first base on this particular batter, and I will give up a single ball. And I haven't thrown now in almost 2 minutes.
Hey, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm with you, but at the end of the day, they had to do something, man. And I think it's good for the game. Oh, and by the way, Ohtani will not be in an Angels uniform. I don't know, skin 37. Yeah, he's gonna be out of there. He's
hit 2 home runs. He's gonna start throwing left-handed.
I know the guys are all the everything. He's the Michael Jordan baseball.
Oh my God! Okay,
I just said it. Yeah, I just did.
Did you just go?
That's a bad analogy, bro.
He just. Michael Jordan couldn't do that. He couldn't.
That's a bad analogy.
Okay, listen, but neither is Patrick Mahomes.
Very bad.
Michael Jordan of football, but I mean, y'all don't stop people from
very
saying that.
bad.
But no, because Michael Jordan played baseball and he actually wasn't that good.
I'm talking about he's the Michael Jordan, as in Michael Jordan.
Now, wait a minute. Fate had other plans. However, if it wasn't for the lockout, I want to make this very clear. And he was a part of the players union. He went back to basketball. Had that lockout not occurred,
he would have still sucked.
No, hey, he was getting pretty good in AA ball.
Okay, AA.
Yeah, see, don't disrespect those who came before you. This is what I'm talking about right here. Smart.
I wouldn't call him good. That's disrespectful.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But Deion Sanders, on the other hand, again, did some things that would that have been a better comparison?
No, absolutely not.
Bo Jackson, maybe.
Deion. No, I would say Deion. Because Deion actually was a key contributor to a World Series team.
Yeah,
I mean, Bo was great. Yeah, Bo was great,
hit
but
a home run and then got on the plane and went and scored 2 touchdowns and intercepted 3. You know what I'm saying, for the Falcons or whoever he was playing with at the time. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
Also, did you see Colorado sold out their spring game?
I'm not surprised. It's Deion, baby. Come on now, it was already understood. Need not even be explained. Lovie Smith sabotaged the Texans? ? Did he? If you go back and look.
How?
Because the Bears did get that number 1 pick. If you go back and look at the Colts,
are you what?
Go back and look at the Colts season finale. I'm trying to tell you, Lovie Smith hooked the Bears up.
Did they play the game?
Lovie Smith, huh?
Did they play the game?
Yeah, go back and look at the Texans season finale last year. Go back and watch that game.
What about Bill O'Brien? If anybody ruined the Texans, it was Bill O'Brien.
I'm saying Lovie Smith.
4 first-round picks for a left tackle that, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, now you're talking Mike Dicker. That's Mike Dicker territory. I'm just saying for Ricky Williams. No, I'm saying Lovie Smith. TJ, don't be sitting there getting ready to cry. Lovie Smith did. He sabotaged the Texans last year.
Man, you talking about Lovie Smith right now. I have nothing to say about this subject.
That's disrespectful to those who come before you. This is what I mean. This is what he do, y'all.
Why would I give one breath of my life towards him right now?
Well, first of all, who said you had to give up your life?
2006 Bears.
Who said you had to give up your life?
One of the best defenses all time.
You talking about Rex Grossman? Absolutely not.
Briggs.
No. Not better than 85 Bears.
Yeah.
No. No, they had 2 of the best linebackers, maybe. But I'm saying, if it wasn't
why
for
you
love,
gotta disrespect them guys? They were good linebackers, bro.
I said they was great, 2 of the best linebackers.
How you said not better than the 85 Bears.
I'm talking about overall that defense.
Yeah. But it's not. We wasn't talking about 85. We was talking about 2006, and you had
but you said 2006 was the best. You said something about the best defense.
I was best, correct. He said one of the best ever.
Overall,
yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because you stopped watching football.
It wasn't better than that 2000 Ravens defense at all, and I know that.
See, you still taking away from what them guys did.
I'm not.
Your choice.
No, I'm not. The 2006 Bears defense in totality overall was darn good, but it wasn't like the 2000 Ravens.
Yes, it was.
We wasn't talking about the Ravens.
Yes, it was.
That 2000 Ravens defense was way better.
Hang on, I'm gonna get a chart.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, get the chart. Yeah, there you go. Get the chart. That's right. That's right. Yeah, get the chart. Get out your little roller derby chair and get the chart.
Check the tape. Get the chart. Yeah, I like to see this.
For linebacker, Urlacher had almost just as good a career as Ray Lewis.
Whoa.
Oh man, yeah, man. Okay,
oh yeah, what?
And whatever you was over there sipping on it. Hey, bartender, make mine a double.
That's a strong statement. Strong statement of the day.
Hey, the Pro Bowls and the All Pros prove it, and the tackle count and the interceptions, they all prove it.
That 2000 Ravens defense was better than the 2006 Bears defense. Now, if you want to nitpick and particularize and particulary, that's fine. And detail it, that's fine. I said Bears with an S, Ravens with an S,
and I
gave you the year. I said
talking
Briggs,
about Urlacher and talking about Ray Lewis. That's not disrespectful.
But listen. But I'm gonna do what you do in this case. Did they win a championship?
I started my statement by saying minus the Super Bowls.
Oh, okay. So we can do that now. We can minus the championships now.
That's what happened.
No, okay. I'm saying so we can do that now because that ain't what you usually do. Man, stop it. Come on, cut me in and cut yourself out.
You all getting out of your character, man.
I'm not getting out of character. This is
you all.
Would you tell him?
Hey, did you take
Gully? Would you tell him? Would you tell him, Gully? I am a character. You are a caricature. All right. You don't even understand what I'm saying sometimes. Lovie Smith sabotage.
Get that stuff off your beard.
Man, stop sticking your finger in the light socket, man. Do something with your hair. I know you ain't talking.
At least I got some.
Yeah, well, get a hot comb. Let's see. Get a hot comb. Let's see how that goes. Get a hot comb. Ain't this nothing? Gully, you hear this over here? Would you tell him? Man, he ain't been to the shop. He don't know how to go down at today's cutting style.
Double J, man. Undefeated. What y'all been feeding him, man?
Y'all ain't been feeding. First of all, I ain't from Kentucky.
I was so fascinated.
Grass fed.
I was so fascinated. I'm actually just went to Football Reference right now, and I'm actively looking at this thing.
Yeah, you
what
should.
He said.
And he's talking about grass fed. That chicken you was eating, that hormonal type chicken you was eating.
Look at the
that wasn't no
stats.
regular chicken, man.
Please look at the stats.
Doggone.
Well, look at they played awful competition.
Who? Dave? Who?
The 2000 Ravens that you're saluting. Matter of fact, their offense, when the offense couldn't score, unlike the Bears with Grossman, they only won 2 of the 5 games that they didn't register a touchdown.
They who? What do you mean they didn't?
Who is they? What are you talking about?
Ravens team.
The Ravens team was so dominant, their defense outscored their offense that year. They beat the defending Super Bowl representative that year.
Offense.
Wait a minute. All right, but okay, yeah, they had a terrible, but they got to a Super Bowl and won it. And matter of fact, in that Super Bowl, they won 34-7.
I'm getting ready to say that. Thank you.
They had Achilles. They played against Achilles Smith.
Listen. But hold on. They beat the defending. They beat the defending Super Bowl.
And Tim Couch.
No.
Tim
And
Couch
went to the Super Bowl. They beat the defending Super. Listen, they beat the Ravens. Beat the defending Super Bowl, the defending AFC champion in the divisional before they went on and beat the Steelers.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they beat them. Right, Tennessee was expected to repeat. Tennessee was expected to repeat.
Ken Graham was the quarterback for Pittsburgh.
Okay, so who did the Bears play? Who did the Bears defense play at the other team's quarterbacks? Don't just
Peyton
name
Manning for one. I mean, we could start there.
Peyton Manning? Did they beat Peyton Manning?
They played Ryan Leaf. Oh man, come on!
Yeah, get up out of here.
Seriously,
man.
Get up
seriously,
out of here.
Ryan
It's
Leaf.
like playing rookie mode.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa. And the Bears, they played in the AFC in the NFC North, right?
That's right. So we're talking.
So what quarterback did they see? Nah, they saw Brett. They saw old Brett Favre.
No.
In 05.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He played till like 2011.
Yeah, he was. He ended up going to Minnesota and playing.
All right. So what did he do in 05? What did that Packers team do in 05? Because as a matter of fact, you talking about the Packers team.
This team played some bums, man. That's all I got to say.
Their defense outscored their offense.
Achilles Smith, Tim Couch, and Ryan Leaf are some of the biggest busts of all time.
So all right. Whoa. Hold on. We letting Double J get away with something. We letting Double J. Wait a minute, Double J. Wait a minute, Double J. Who was the Detroit Lions quarterbacks from 03 to 06?
You had a few.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia. You had Joey Harrington.
He was an all-pro 1 year.
And you had.
Wait, he was an all-pro in Detroit? Is that what you about to say? You about to fix your lips to say that he was an all-pro in Detroit?
No, I said
Jeff Garcia
all-pro 1 year. And
we ain't talking about the 1 year he was an all-pro when he went.
No. What was he in Detroit?
When the Bears, the 06 Bears,
Dante Culpepper.
Yeah.
Dante Culpepper? Was he trash?
A bum. Overrated.
No. In Detroit?
Oh my God, bro.
Dante Culpepper.
They had John Kitna.
Oh my goodness. John Kitna.
Hey, he was slinging a rock. I don't want to hear
it. He won 10 games a couple times.
Man, you better watch that euphemism because that's what he should have been doing.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He should have been slinging a whole lot of rocks. Yeah. Get TJ, don't do that. Get some chapstick.
Remember, the Lions had Roy Williams.
Stop laughing.
Texas Roy Williams. They had to hook him, Roy Williams. They had,
now listen.
Mike Williams. They had Charles Rogers from Michigan State, RIP. And then they had my guy, Kevin Jones, who almost set the rookie rushing record for the Lions before injury.
Almost.
Listen here.
Kevin, Ray Lewis told him, "Thank you for not taking me out at the 1 yard line."
The one statistic that Brian Urlacher exceeds Ray Lewis is in tackles for loss. No, wrong. Ray Lewis has 31. Brian Urlacher has 22. Ray Lewis has more deep. Ray Lewis has more interception TDs, defensive interceptions, more touchdowns than Brian Urlacher. He has more. They actually had the same career number of sacks. Right, Ray Lewis hit the quarterback more times. Ray Lewis has 491 assisted tackles, 1,568 solo tackles to 1046 and 315 by Brian Urlacher. See, TJ, you be saying stuff, man. You be saying stuff, bro, and I can't do that. And because you my guy.
Hold on.
Because you my guy. Because you my guy, bro.
Your boy played longer than him. Did he not?
Well, hey, that's what you say for LeBron. 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 You say the same thing for LeBron. No. No. Yes, you do.
See,
yes, you do.
The thing is with LeBron, he played at a high level every year.
So what did Ray Lewis do?
Ray Lewis didn't play at a high level every year?
Who?
Now your feet get limbs. That's what I'm talking about right now. Now we got Woodsy on the show, everybody. Thank you, Woodsy.
When I give him the point,
give a who don't pollute. Yeah, okay, Woodsy.
I come with facts. Your boy played 5 more years than him.
That's what you say for LeBron all the time, bro.
No. See,
so if he's playing, listen, hold on. So no, because see, your longevity. Nah, this is what you say for LeBron, bro. This is your LeBron argument. Your longevity speaks everything to do with you being able to take care of your body and play at a high level for as long as you can. Brian Urlacher had 12 great years. We're not saying he's terrible.
And how many years did Ray Lewis play?
Longer than Brian Urlacher. And that's a testament to Ray Lewis's health. He ain't had it. Listen, unlike Jordan and LeBron comparison, he ain't had 2 seasons where he retired. He ain't had 2 stretches where he retired and came back. He played unless he was injured, and he played.
I hate that word retired. Just say he was tired and he came back.
Okay, fine. I'm not saying it, but we can't say that for Ray Lewis because he played.
Okay,
if he wasn't healthy, he played.
He can't help that he came in and he was younger than the guy. He came in later, bro.
What that mean? What does that mean to anything,
your boy
bro?
Came in at 96, bro.
So what? What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Yeah, help me. Yeah, tell me a UFO
Somebody who
story,
played in football.
Help me out, because wait a minute, because LeBron James is better. Hold on, because LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah,
because
and Kobe Bryant came in '97. What?
Yeah, but they both played the same amount of years.
What are we talking about here, though?
Then Kobe played 20 years and then retired at 19.
He played. I don't know, but I don't understand what you're saying. What your argument is? Because you talk about he played later. He came in later. No, there's in there. Watch it switch. Watch him pivot. You watch Floyd Mayweather. Watch this pivot. Watch this pivot. It's about to be lovely. It's cool. Textbook Olajuwon pivot coming up right now.
Double J, tell him to do the math on since the day Urlacher stepped foot on the field while Ray Lewis was probably in his prime to the day he retired, bro. And they retired the same year. Who got the most tackles? Who got the most interceptions? Who got all that stuff then?
Ray Lewis has more interceptions, and he's going to have more interceptions.
See what I'm saying?
In that span.
He ain't thinking about that.
No, because what you're saying don't make no sense.
It do make sense.
No, we're talking about a better player. You gonna give me the stretch of time that they both played together to say that Brian Urlacher was better?
I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying. That don't make sense.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I ain't really saying that. Because you're going around in circles right now. You like to look where we're right now.
I never said he was better. I said his career.
Yeah, you just did. Oh,
you did. You said his career was better, and I'm telling you, it wasn't. It wasn't. First of all, it wasn't.
Yours said that. I said.
We said what?
I said they had similar careers, and you said, "Whoa, that's a big statement." And
I said that's a strong statement. I said, yeah. I didn't dismiss your statement. I said that's a strong statement, so compelling that I went and looked it up to say, in fact, Ray Lewis eclipsed him, and it's not really close.
It is close. It is close. No, because he went on to say how much better Urlacher was in whatever categories than was Ray Lewis, which also led to why you went and looked it up. Don't leave now, Delicioso. Don't leave now, Delicious.
More forced fumbles, more fumble recovery.
Yeah, come on back. Yeah.
Now, Brian Urlacher does have more fumble recovery touchdowns.
Double J, do you understand what I'm telling them, man? Because they don't. They act like they don't understand.
Yeah. Listen, this is like the movie Rush Hour. Nobody understands the words that's coming out of your mouth.
On the field, do those stats. Start at that time frame.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Hold on, let's see. Here we go.
Please do that.
2000. Oh, so we're gonna go from 2000.
I would say that right away, a lot of the stats that Gully's pointing out are all assisted tackles that he was given credit for. A lot of additional things that somebody else was already doing.
No. I gave you the solo tackle count in addition to the assist.
Yeah, right. He gave the solo.
I gave both numbers.
Man, go ahead, Grandpa.
No, they were giving him
off. He gave you the solo first.
No. I gave you the solo. I gave you the solo and the assist. I gave you the solo and the assist.
The real numbers.
Gully, here's what I want you to do for me. Just do this for me. Tell me, was the 2000 Ravens defense better than the 2006 Bears defense? Because at the end of the day, whenever they do the NFL Network do these top 10 lists of defenses and whatnot, because they've done one before, they don't say who they played against. Everybody in NFL, bums or not, you're still in the NFL. So
this
whoever
is what I don't get, bro. Y'all keep trying to put words in my mouth. When you
we didn't. You said all of this.
You said all what you said on your own. What you talking about?
Double J, did I not say Urlacher? When he said that statement, I said Urlacher and Ray Lewis had very similar careers. I never said that they was better, bro.
You said
you did.
That's a good point.
Said Urlacher. Yeah. No, of course he's gonna agree with you because y'all drink Lucian. He said after that, I bet you he had more career interceptions and more fumbles.
You said check the stats, bro. He had, you did.
His head like the bobblehead doll.
Then when I did the numbers, then when I did the numbers, hold on. See, that's what I'm saying, right? Because you said the career, because you didn't say you said they had better career.
Something that was helping my statement out, so he just ignored it. Did you go?
What are you talking about?
He was looking from when Urlacher got to the NFL.
No, you said Brian Urlacher and Ray Lewis had similar careers. So that meant you said the word career. So that means I look at the entire career. The body of work is complete.
Hold on, exactly.
Then as soon as I gave the numbers, then you pivoted back to when he stepped onto the field.
Versus when he started.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, listen, you don't need nobody to help him out, man. Grandpa,
I don't need nobody to help him out. No. Listen, I was here too. I heard what you said, and I had to pause because I couldn't believe you trying to tell us 3 + 5 = 25. Man, stop it.
I guarantee you, if you go look at the two best linebackers since Urlacher came in the league, it's gonna be Urlacher and Ray Lewis. I don't care what he say. I don't care what they talk about.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care what about linebackers. I know the Ravens, the old 2000 Ravens defense was better than the 2006 Bears defense. I ain't gonna argue that.
I know what I said.
That's where we start. Of course not. See, every time we start somewhere, you end up on the other side of the doggone island. This ain't New York. Yeah, okay, anyway. Yeah, we got one before we got to get out of here. This is what I'm talking about right now. Double J, don't get quiet now because your buddy over here, Sparky Anderson.
No.
Man, please.
Hey, Double J, in the Discord, I'm gonna get those numbers from when that man started in the NFL, and I'm gonna show you
what you got to do.
How when he was in the NFL, he was either 1 or 1B.
Whatever. But get whatever numbers you got to get, and then bring them back to this court because you act like I'm.
But if that's the case,
my statement is true. If that's the case, my statement is true.
How can your statement? Hold on. How can your statement be true? And you said initially they got similar careers. They can't have similar careers if one guy came in after the other guy.
No, that's
you said similar careers, which meant totality.
Hey, Gully, how many takeaways did the 2000 against Bum U? How many takeaways?
Let me get down off this ladder first. Hold on,
Gully. Hold on. I know we talking about Bum. When you say Bum U, you talking about the U in Purdue? Oh, okay. I was just trying to say. Yeah. Okay. Ain't that the car calling the kettle and the train black? I'm just trying to. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. There you go, TJ. Hold your forehead. You don't want no U talk now.
All I know
you out of this.
Man, I know the U ain't did nothing since you was in high school. So
oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let me. You right. Let me give you a button.
And that's just facts. If you ain't did nothing since you was in the wherever you was when you was watching.
First of all, I'm the first person and the same person. I don't lie about the teams I like. I don't lie about them, despite them being good or not good. That's something you do. When we did our college football program, the top 25, I was the first one to say Miami should not have been ranked at number 9. I said, no way in the world they're gonna stay there. You, on the other hand.
I don't talk about Miami. They nobody to me. They've been nobody for a while.
You being disrespectful right now? You being disrespectful?
They've been nobody for a while.
I'm not doing clickbait. I'm not doing clickbait this week. Not this week. I can't do it.
Why would I even bring up the you? They shouldn't even have that nick. They don't even got the nickname no more. They're just Miami now, man.
Yeah. You almost got me there, Ramadan. Whoa. Last but not least, while we're speaking about the Ravens, excuse me, actually it's 2 more. The Ravens offered Odell a contract. Are they doing that to what? Because the Ravens are really looking bad now in this whole Lamar Jackson.
So let me ask you something. They've drafted receivers in the first round. But they have Mark Andrews and then the ha-has. So where
Clinton Dix?
They might as well have had Edgar Allen and Poe out there and
you mean and TJ.
My point is, what does this prove? A dude coming off an ACL tear that's 38 years old. What are we doing here?
No, they should have
that's their big master plan to show them that we're gonna help you.
Hey,
they should have been
5-foot receiver.
All right, it's all good. Yep, shout out TJ for joining us.
Thanks, TJ. I appreciate it.
Deuces. Yeah, they should have been. You don't go get Odell. You don't not give Lamar the money that he should have been done got. Because anybody else at that position, they've got an MVP in this league. It's not even a discussion on whether or not he should get paid, whatever he's asking for. And 2, you don't go get an Odell Beckham, whatever the case may be, after the fact. And you basically and then you're gonna come out to the press conference today and talk about we're not talking about something. We only talk about the draft or something or another. When Lamar is not speaking, the Ravens are making themselves. They looking more and more terrible, or if that's a word, by the day. And then 2, DeAndre Hopkins and Watson. DeAndre Hopkins, is he coming to Cleveland? You think? Is that reunited?
It sounds
like
is that
Peaches and Herb?
It sounds like he's coming back to the Midwest because the Lions supposedly are involved in both.
No,
I'm saying the Midwest because I'm saying, look, in the rumor mill, it is right now the Lions for Lamar Jackson, the Colts for Lamar Jackson. And then for as far as receivers go, the Lions are in the mix supposedly for Hopkins. The Colts are in the mix for Hopkins, and the Browns are in the mix for Hopkins. So it's somebody around here,
Well, wait a minute. Where did he hop? Didn't he hop? Wasn't he in the Texans with Deshaun Watson?
Sure was.
That's why I said it. This might be a Peaches and Herb type of moment. Reunited. Okay, I'm just saying.
No, the conversation must have changed because I believe there was a lot intense speculation for that, but I thought it was dismissed. Like the Browns are not, in fact, in the market for DeAndre Hopkins,
wow.
and I thought they listed. Yeah, I thought they listed. There was a reason why. I don't know if it was contractual, in terms of money or what have you. But I would say if you've got Amari Cooper and you want to get DeAndre Hopkins in the mix, I don't know that those guys are 1 and 1A. I would think Amari Cooper, as good as he has been at times, despite some of those Braylon Edwards type moments that he has, I think he's solid to be able to be a star or be a main guy, main receiver. Adding DeAndre Hopkins to that, I think is may not be as productive as one would think. Yeah, correct. It'd be like adding Odell back. That I don't know that you need that.
Well. Yeah, I got you. And especially at this stage at this stage. Yeah, I can see that. But you know what though? The Browns really need to develop some of the other guys that they got, man. that wide receiver room is not as bad as folks try to make it out to be. I don't think.
Well, I think Peoples Jones is still in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, and so is what's the Purdue guy? Bumalicious Perkins.
Oh, stop it! I won't.
I'm just saying.
Stand for this slander.
Yeah, right. Got you. Yeah. What's his name?
David Bell.
Ding Dong. David Ding Dong. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got you. David. Yeah. From Philadelphia. David Bell. Who they got? Austin Swartz or somebody from Auburn. You know, they got all that speed, but can't nobody catch. I'm just saying, man.
Was that really the problem?
You know, the Browns got at least 5 guys who ran a 4.44 and the 4.44 and the 40. But I asked them, you know what I'm saying?
No, Bell wasn't. Yeah. He was a 4.
Yeah, and they stayed working on the jugs machine.
No.
Yeah, got you. Oh, believe me, I was at training camp. I seen it.
No, Schwartz is fast. I'm not going to deny
Schwartz
that.
Is fast.
But Bell is
fast. But what good is it without the pass?
But here's the thing. And Bell was severely underutilized. He started coming on towards later in the season. I think he needed
for that.
What? But here's the thing. Remember, it took Deshaun was gone for 12 weeks, so you got You needed an off season with him. We talked about that with Russell Wilson and some of the others.
Yeah. Blame Stefanski for that.
I will.
Okay.
Gladly.
Yes.
And so I have higher expectation. I'm telling you guys right now, I am confident where I'm willing to draft this guy, you know, in the later rounds of a fantasy vantage point, because from a work ethic standpoint, I'm not going to co-sign on anybody's, you know, ceiling unless I actually believe that they're going to be able to do something. I don't care that we went to the same school or not. So, that's why I co-signed Karlaftis, because I seen what he did in a short amount of time. And with Bell, I used to see with his practices, he would have one guy on each arm holding him while he was catching it. And so that type of practice
that's a nice
and
drill.
work ethic, that's wonderful.
But Gully, would you please explain to our esteemed co-host, as which we do, Brother Rich? He don't understand the Browns' history, do we? And he don't have a clue, do we?
Man, like, would you? Yeah. What
would you tell him?
It's like almost like at a loss for words. It's the idea that what are they going to do with what are they going to do with the talent that they have? Right? You giving us examples of how much talent they have. What can they do with it?
You know what? I'm gonna give you a line that has become synonymous synonymous. Excuse me, but say that fast 2 times. Synonymous with the Browns in my lifetime, your lifetime, the people's lifetime before me, and the lifetime of the people coming after me. Wait till next year. I'm trying to tell you, okay? Yeah, the Jets got a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl before Cleveland Clowns do. And I'm a Browns fan. Yeah. Why? Don't ask me. I have no idea. All right. It's called indoctrination, I guess. Anywho. Yeah, this was a good one, y'all. We're going to get on out of here. I got to get up in the morning, get back to the grind. But yeah, like I say, on that note, it's been fun. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. And on that note, I leave you with this quote. It is difficult to be patient, but to waste the rewards of patience is even worse. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday at 9 on the PM side right here on the yard. Oh, by the way, there may be some changes coming to our scheduling, time and day, based on my 9 to 5 situation, whatever the case may be. We might be going to Fridays or Saturdays. I haven't talked to the guys just yet. But, yeah, that may be coming here within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll keep you all posted. Or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course YouTube. And make sure when you're at the tube, hit that subscribe button bottom right corner, the little bell, the notification bell, and we'd be much obliged. What were you gonna say?
Watch this highlight real quick. He gets bulldozed, right? He's down, and then look, boom!
Oh my gosh!
We see it up close right here. Look at that.
Yeah, this guy's got a penchant for violence. Yeah, unbelievable. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my man's Double J, D Gully, TJ, Brother Rich, Doc, LB Brown, and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come on to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!
Bye.